Back in the good old days, marked rooms had some of the highest tier loot that you could possibly imagine in them. You could find things like weapon cases, med cases, high tier weapons, and even colored keycards if you were lucky enough. This made marked rooms one of the biggest hotspots on the map, and players would run full speed to them at the start of every raid. But nowadays, finding items like that is just a distant memory. So what happened? Over the years, marked rooms have been heavily nerfed, but one thing has always remained the same. You never know what might be behind that door. With the release of patch 13.5, it seems like they're somewhat back to their former glory. And I know by now you might be asking yourself, how good are marked rooms in the current state of Tarkov? So to answer that question, I'll be running the RBVO marked room 10 times so you guys don't have to. Did you guys know that 98% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed? That's insane. Do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you might as well turn on notifications while you're at it. Just make sure you don't miss out on any future videos. That's all I'm asking. Alright, so before we jump into everything that we got and all of the numbers, I thought it would be important to show you guys how much the key is going for. Now, these things fluctuate quite a lot within the last hour. I've seen them as low as 700k and I've seen them as high as 1.2 mil. So just keep an eye on it. If you want to get it for cheap, it does fluctuate a lot. I think I paid around 780k for mine. It's on the chart, so we will get to that eventually. Just thought I'd let you guys know up front how much the key costs, so let's get into the runs. Okay, so we're here. We have the chart. We got our trusty file folder right here to cover everything up. A lot of you like to make fun of my file folder, but it is what it is. This is the best solution I have. So anyways, before we jump into run number one, I just want to say, you guys watch my RBBK marked room video, you will know that that one turned out pretty good, but I'm just going to say that this one is like 10 times better. The only downside I saw to this marked room is it's a little bit more difficult to get over there if you're a solo. I found myself spawning on the other side of the map quite often, but as a duo or a trio, I spawned over by it more often than as a solo. So just keep that in mind if you plan on running this marked room. This one was definitely worth the cost of the key, and I would highly recommend you guys running this one if you want to make really good money consistently. With all that out of the way, let's jump into run number one. So I didn't write down all of the items into this because there was just a ton of items and it would just take up my entire screen if I wrote everything in there. So we're just going to go based off of the estimated value, just like we did in the last video. And I will have a little screenshot up of everything that we got. One more thing before we get into this, some of these runs, there was too much stuff to fit in my bag and I didn't get it all, but I tried my best to show absolutely everything that I found in these rooms. So I apologize in advance, but I'm doing the best I can. All right, so run number one. All right, so run number one already paid off the key. Like I said, I believe I paid around 780k for it. We're one run in and it's already paid off, and we're starting to make profit. So this one, I got some really good stuff, RSAS, AVT, AK-105, but the big one here is the key tool, which that sells the therapist for 471k alone. But as you can see, we got some really good stuff out of this one. We're already off to an awesome start. Moving on to run number two, not as good as the first one for sure, but we still made 437k. Mark 17 Scar, MCX, LPS, SV98, MP7, mostly guns. You're gonna find a lot of guns in here, and you're gonna find a lot higher end guns. So some of this stuff that you'll see is stuff that I like using, so I just threw it down in the bottom of my stash, and I'll get to it eventually. But some of it is just stuff that I vendor straight to traders. Not all of these guns sell on the fleet, so that is unfortunate, but run number two, not bad. Moving on to run number three, we sold everything for 627k. Not too bad. We did get a key card holder out of this. I believe those go for around 280k. Another RSAS, Ash 12, Glock 19 clock. You guys get the idea. Really good guns. Key card holder is huge. I believe I kept that, but I can't remember. But I did include the price of its value into total number there. Moving on to run number three, a really good one. We sold everything for 824k. Big ones here, ammo box and the ASA. Now I will tell you guys, if you're looking for ammo boxes, run RBVO. I know ammo boxes are sitting around 480k, 500k. The barter is around 250 to 300, I believe, and then you might as well just forget about trying to buy it straight off a mechanic because it's never in stock. I check all the time. I have yet to be able to get one off a mechanic this wipe. So if you're looking to get ammo boxes, this is going to be the best way to do it, honestly. If you're just trying to find them in raid. All right, so moving on to run number 5. Again, a really good one, 707k. We got another ammo box, RSAS, Willer's wallet, and a couple of crappy guns, but overall still a lot of money to be made on this one and not bad at all. Moving on to run number 6, we sold everything for 511k. For some reason that number doesn't seem right. I feel like I forgot something, but correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, a couple really good guns, the MCX 416, 2 guns that I use very frequently, GPX military circuit board, and an injector's case, which was actually pretty huge. Overall, not too bad of a run. Moving on to run number 7. This is one of those ones where I honestly couldn't fit everything in my bag. So as you can see, there's stuff like hanging off the edge. I think I picked up the SA58, took a screenshot of it, and then dropped it. So I didn't end up coming out with that. But I did come out with the 2 TX15s, another injector case, MP9, and a bronze lion. So as you can see, a lot of different kind of things you can get out of this marked room. And in my opinion, if you haven't already been able to tell, it is totally worth the money and totally worth running. Moving on to run number 8. This one was absolutely massive. Anyways, we came out of this one with a ton of stuff. The G28 was huge. That one sells for like 300k or something like that. Mark 17 Scar, SR25, RD704, another key tool, Tetris, the little Genji keychain, gold chain, and an Axel parrot. This one was massive, and we sold everything for 1,373,000 rubles. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of insane for a marked room these days. Not so much insane compared to what they used to be, but almost 1.4 mil in one single run is kind of ridiculous. All right, so moving on to run number 9, another absolutely massive one. We sold everything for 1,164,000 rubles. We got another ammo box, so that's 3 total. ASVAL, M1A, MDR, RSAS, AVT, GP coin, and some other rounds. I think I pulled them out of 1A or something like that, but we ended up selling everything for almost 1.2 mil, which is pretty good. And finally, moving on to run number 10, we sold everything for 857,000 rubles. We got a docs case, another key tool, SR25, impact nade, and a couple pistols. So all in all, not a bad run. So before we get to the totals and I show you guys the profit and everything, I will honestly say that the RBVO marked room is the hands down the best one that we've done so far. If you're looking to make money, go do this one right now. I mean, we pulled out 3 ammo boxes, 3 or 4 key tools, a couple of injectors cases, a key card case, a bunch of RSASs, a bunch of high tier guns. Like it's honestly just insane the amount of high value stuff you can be pulling out of this room. And 9 times out of 10, whenever I would go there, it was not hit and nobody was around because it's in the corner of the map. So what you're all here for, the grand total, the profit, and all of that good stuff. So in total, we sold everything for 7,791,000. Again, these are estimated numbers, so this isn't exact. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we spent about 780k on the key, which leaves us with a grand total profit of just over 7 million rubles. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that is pretty insane money for a key that costs 780k. Obviously, your results may be different than mine, but I would say this one is pretty consistent with pulling out really good stuff. So that's going to be it. That is 10 runs on the RBVO marked room. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully I see a lot more of you running RBVO, and maybe we will see each other in game. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a comment down below. If you start running this room and you're getting some crazy stuff, let me know. I want to hear about it. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.